Hi, V. Look at you at review. Can you hear us?
I know.
Okay?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry, there's the background noise. Yes, I'm at the review. I want it coffee.
Really, honestly.
Yeah.
So true. I actually ran around, made my coffee, got my snack, and then jumped on. I shouldn't say
I'm getting a snack right now too.
It sounds more like delicious as it was. It was literally just like a fruit bar, so a fruit leather, so like nothing delicious.
Snack. No. Yeah. That's still snacky.
Hi, Angie. Good to see you. You know what, friends? I'm going to ask everyone, and I'll put it in the chat too, to put the organization that they're with right after their name. So if you don't mind just doing like dash, hey, Ivan.
Are we able,
super helpful, Andy.
Better Blackstone, because it's
Andy,
so
are we able to do it while we're in the meeting? Are we able
yes,
to do it
you
now?
should. So if you hover your face, there's two little buttons that'll pop up, one that says mute and the other that has ... And then if you click the little ... and scroll down, it says rename. And then a box will pop up that'll allow you to type in a new name.
Okay, so
Angie, if it's too hard, totally optional. But I think it'd be helpful.
So are the three buttons, Andy, are the three buttons where the video is once I took myself out of video? Is that where they are?
You don't necessarily have to turn your camera off. If you just kind of hover over your face, these buttons pop up on the right, the top.
Oh,
right
there they are. Perfect. Okay, got it.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to see everybody. Hi, Marcy.
Hi, how are you? Thank you.
Good.
Good morning, it's Gabe.
Good morning.
Hey, Gabe.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. ¿Cómo le va?
Muy bien, con el cafecito, ya estamos bien.
Eso.
Hey, friends. So I'm just asking if you're able, if you can add your organization name right after your name. That way we can all continue to get to know each other and where we're from. We're welcoming Marcy today. I think it'd be easier if you could see where we're from visually as well as hear us when we introduce ourselves. But good morning.
How do I add where you guys can see me, because my phone just shows up.
So you're on your phone?
I am.
If anybody's on their phone and can give better instructions, that could be helpful.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's at a bar at the bottom. So if you
slide over, you gotta slide.
Oh, okay. You got to do the swipe. And if you're like Andrew, you can get your shoulders involved. Just like swipe it. See if that helps.
I need to warn everybody, I'm on a sketchy power source right now. So if I disappear, that's why.
Okay.
It's not an illusion.
Yeah, I'm on my phone hotspot. I don't have any internet. So I'm on my phone hotspot, but I only have one bar. So I don't know. I'm going to take video off because that probably pulls more power. But we'll see. We hope this works.
Okay, sounds good. How you doing, Esther? Good to see you.
Good morning, all. I was just going to type, but I will tell you all, I might go off camera for a while. I've got 3 children that are all not very happy with me this morning for
Ooh.
who knows what reason. And I'm getting my fireplace installed today. So there is a lot going on behind the camera. But I am happy to see y'all.
Sweet. Hey, Andrew, if you want to jump in and whenever you're ready, you are more than welcome. I think.
Am I starting that?
Yeah.
Andrew,
So
why
we
don't
pulled
you
the
have the
agenda.
tunes this morning?
I did not know that. All right.
You didn't, Andrew, you
I
didn't
think
know
I-
you were supposed to DJ this morning too?
No,
I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
white noise here. We all
I
expect
actually-
something different from you.
Check. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I actually got asked to DJ an event, like a serious, like somebody that goes to the CBO call was like, hey, you know, really like the music as people log on. Can you DJ this like event we have? I'm like, you are asking the wrong person. Like, you apparently do not know me. This has become a thing for some reason.
Did you say
Yeah, well-
yes? Are you doing it?
No, I was like, no way. I kindly said no. I said, oh, I think I had something, you know, I had something.
Always.
But we'll welcome everybody. Glad to have you. And then, you know, just as a reminder, kind of these are times for us to gather to kind of see what's been going on. So it's always a little bit of check-in. Like, it's really helpful to know the scope of the things that we're working on together. You know, the positive like celebrations of things that have been happening over the last month since we last met. You know, there's always challenges as well, right? So we'll do a 2-minute share out from each organization. But we actually want to start with our newest, you know, St. Russ is not new to the CDP, but our newest staff lead and organization leader. So Marcy, would you just tell us a little bit about who you are, what brought you to St. Rest? And obviously we started a new staff member at EMP this week, so you have no idea what's on your plate per se, but like, you know, is there any visions, aspirations, hopes, dreams that you kind of have as you step in there? So.
Well, yes, certainly. Thank you so much for that. I'm super excited to be here. I am actually a member of St. Russ Baptist Church, so that is how I came across the information for the CEDC. I worked on a lot of different projects with Pastor Kreiner. We are very close friends, and he presented this opportunity to me as I'm currently working on a COVID-19 equity project with the African American Coalition. I've been doing that since their onset last year during the pandemic, and it was a temporary project for us, but as we all know, COVID is still kind of rearing its ugly head, so we are still ongoing in that process. I'm the coordinator there, so I work directly with the executive director. We've opened up 2 vaccination clinics. After the testing, we did, I can't even tell you how many tests we did, but our target area is the 93706, kind of 937 downtown area, 21 area. But obviously we service anyone can be a patient. So we started our first clinic at Gaston Middle School, and then now that school is returning, we just acquired a space downtown on Fulton Street. So just from the ground up, I was able to help them turn that old Goodwill into an actual medical clinic. So that was extremely fun for me and different for me. I used to be the president of Head Start for EOC, and I was also a board member on the EOC board for about 3 years before my son transitioned out. So I'm just super excited about this position. I've always wanted to do some work within the church. That's another reason why I took this on. And I'm super excited to work with you guys and in making improvements around the Fresno County area. I'm from Fresno, born and raised here, went to Computech, graduated from Edison. So I'm a Tiger for life. So that is my community over there. And I'm very passionate about the West Fresno area. So I'm super excited to learn from all of you. Obviously, I think it's been a week. I'm still part-time right now. So there's a lot of different moving parts that are going on, but I appreciate any support or information that you guys have to share with me.
Marcy, how long is the COVID equity project, at least the African American outreach, how long will that be going? Do you all have a sense, or who knows?
Well, we were supposed to be done December 2020.
Okay.
Then that term, they extended us to June of 2021. So they said that August may kind of be it, but I'm thinking because of this variant, we may go through the end of the year. So right now we're really focused on back to school and trying to get to the students that are returning to school and making sure that they have their safety protocols in place. We shall
Well,
see.
yeah, that's good. Yeah. Anybody have a, Marcy's on the hot seat right here. So anybody have a question or something, maybe a couple questions you all would have that would love to just learn more about her or St. Russ? Don't be shy. Put it in the chat or unmute yourself.
Marcy, are you related to Vince?
That is my dad. I was wondering if someone would know that. My dad is like a local coaching celebrity. Everything. He's done a lot of different things. So yes, that is my father.
Is he one of the ones that got, is he on that new mural?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
There's a local coach that was on a mural in Southwest.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to look at that. I didn't know that. I don't know. Angie, how do you know my dad, if you don't mind me asking?
I've known him like forever. Just tell him my name. He'll
Okay.
know who I am. That's all I want to say.
That lightweight scares me, but I
No, it's good. It's good.
I will definitely ask him today.
Esther, I saw you. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. I just want to say welcome. My question for you is, what neighborhood do you live in?
I actually just moved to the Fig Garden area. I have one son, he's 15. He went to Tenaya Middle School because we lived over there. And I had to move away because he is an outstanding athlete. He's 6'3", 190 pounds, and he's 15. So Bullard thought they were going to snag him for football, but he actually went to Central. So we moved closer to Central. So I'm in the 93711 area.
Nice. Well, it's good to meet you. Welcome to this group.
Nice meeting you too.
Awesome. Well, let's do some other introductions. So I will start a timer. I'll keep it here at 2 minutes or less. Just give us a little organizational update. Obviously, if there's some personal updates, feel free to throw that in too. But give us a little 2-minute update or less. I'll just go with kind of my screen here. So V, I'll start with you, and then Esther, you can go after V. So we'll keep it all together.
Andrew, who's V?
Oh, sorry, Miss Cynthia. Sorry, I need to get better at that, obviously.
It's all right. Hi, Marcy. Nice to meet you. Please excuse my brother, Andrew, / my neighbor. So my name is Vicencia. So you will probably randomly hear someone call referring to me as V. But yes, my name is Vicencia. I work with Esther Carver in Lowell CDC. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the Lowell neighborhood. We are nuzzled in between Tower and the downtown area. What haven't we been doing, Esther? Everything from getting ready for back to school to prepping residents, with equipping information for tenant education, especially with the moratorium. I'm so sorry with the background noise. Tenant education, home ownership classes.
You have to go put the camera on there.
Keep going,
Can
V.
you guys hear me?
Miss Cynthia.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Yes. Right now, Esther will probably share a little bit more. We're reaching out to the community for anyone who knows how to do haircuts to give kids in their neighborhood an opportunity to have fresh cuts before school starts up. So we're calling it hot dogs and haircuts. So if anyone knows of people that are good with their scissors and can help us out, giving some of our kids haircuts before back to school, please reach out to us. It'd be great. We're reaching out to anyone that is interested to volunteer with us.
This is Gabe. Give me a call. Well, contact.
Thanks, Gabe. Thanks, Ms. Cynthia. Esther, anything you want to add on about Lowell?
I will just say, yeah, hi everyone from Esther. As some of you guys know, through Andy's emails, there's lots of grants coming up. So we're working on grants. Right now we're working on extending our wilderness program that we had last year into 2022. So already connected with Lauren a little bit, but if anyone's interested in doing that sort of work, let me know this week or next week. Thanks.
All right, so let's do a Metro Better Blackstone update. So Ivan, we'll start with you, and Keith and Christian. And you guys all have 2 minutes together. So 35 seconds each.
Oh, you're so good.
Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Okay, so my name's Ivan. I'm with Better Blackstone, and quickly, I would just say that right now, I am basically knocking on doors across Blackstone. I've been doing it since I think a week ago I started, and I feel very proud of myself. I started on Highway 180, and I'm now on McKinley, and I've hit all of those businesses in the area. A lot of them are closed, but it's been good. Okay, I don't want to take all the 2 minutes.
Christian, go for it, Christian.
Who do I listen to? Andrew, Keith? I'll just go. Yeah, so like Ivan was sharing. Yeah, I had a team of help to help me like get our database going, working on these cool maps. I'm very proud that yesterday I finally figured out how to create maps on Google Maps. I tried when I started with Metro, and somehow it just was not computing. And yesterday we got it, so I'm like game changer for all the maps we do. Yeah, and yeah, doing well. Thank you.
So in honor of Marcy joining us, I wanted to show these renderings we just got last week and actually announced at the press conference with Pastor Kreiner and the mayor and Miguel Arias. This is the old warehouse that we're redoing as partners with St. Rest, the St. Rest Food to Share, and this is the new $3.2 million building that's going to be on that site. Have you seen these, Marcy?
I have, and they are beautiful.
Aren't they amazing?
They're beautiful.
Yeah, I just want you guys to know this has been a labor of love, and really want to testament to Artie and partnerships and loving the St. Rest Church and Pastor Kreiner and Ron and Bernice Wiley and everyone. I've been working with them for 5 years on Food to Share, and it's really shaping up to be a beautiful facility, which will help revitalize the Elm Avenue corridor. I'll just stop there. Thank you for letting me share.
Thanks, Keith. On with kind of the Metro staff is Andy. Andy, you have an update, CEDP update?
Hey friends, I think you're going to hear a lot of the updates later on in this meeting. I've been spending a lot of time with the Housing Work Group, creating their proposal that you will see later. You also got an email yesterday from Keith about it. We also finished up the onboarding process to present to you guys for feedback and sharpening. And so we'll talk more about my updates later, but it's great to see you guys. And personally, I am doing really well. No updates there either.
Cool. Angie, Jane Adams.
Hi, Angie, Isaac, Jane Adams, CDC, and we're knocking on doors just like Ivan. A lot of people confuse us with, are you with the school? When are we going to register? And I know we're totally different. We're just using the name. Last weekend, we did a 2-day backpack giveaway. We didn't hold it at the school. We went to them. There were 2 locations, 2 mobile home parks that we went to. The first day we ran out of backpacks. We thought, well, we'll just get 100 and we'll be fine. for the 2 days. We ran out. The second day, we ran out of backpacks. So probably had right under 200 backpacks that we gave away. We met several people that are going to be great leaders for us. They were excited. We asked them, do you want to be part of the organization? Yes. Tell us what you want us to do. Husband and wife? Yes. In fact, they've called me a few times. So we're excited about that. Now, when we go knocking on doors, aside from talking to them about who we are, we're also, the city and the county have that rental assistance. So we're also using that as giving them some information so they know that this is some of the stuff that we're doing. We're partnering with organizations, that it's not just going to be us, it's going to be the other organizations. But I don't know if Crystal mentioned on the food drive that we had the last time, when we had tried to do it at the school. It wasn't as successful, and we realized because a lot of people didn't have transportation. So we pretty much just loaded the stuff on 4 vehicles and started going door to door and handing out food. And that was, that turned out pretty good. So our name is out there. People are wanting to help us. I've set up a meeting to meet with the mayor and see what else they can do with the motels.
Awesome. Thanks, Angie. Thanks for the update. Lauren, Face.
Good morning. Yes, Marcy, we're working in the Robinson Hoover neighborhood. Our latest event was our 5-week summer camp that just ended last week, and we're still recovering from that. We didn't lose any kids. That's the good news. We got them back to the parents in one piece because we were at a lot of lakes. So that's always a little nerve-wracking when you're in the water. But yeah, so transitioning to that, trying to support the staff that are recovering as well, and getting ready now for the Micah Project apartments are taking a transitional year off. And so we're going to use it for workforce development for men that are working in our social enterprises this year. So that's the latest thing that we're working on in terms of job training, and then also deal with the housing piece for a number of guys that need both work and housing.
Fantastic. Quick note: did Edmond talk to you about the Robinson? Did he get you connected to the council member community block parties?
Yes, yeah, I met with him on the phone, and August 16th, I think the event is at Robinson Park.
Yeah, cool. Good. All right, our newest ad here, hopping on. I see Jackie Eldorado. 2-minute introduction. Are you good, Jackie?
Hello, everyone. We're continuing our
Oh, we lose her. All right, Jan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, Marcy. Very exciting to have new people with lots of energy, which you seem to have. I'm the executive director of the Chinatown Fresno Foundation. The Chinatown district is primarily commercial. It's a 93706 zip code, east of downtown. You all probably heard about our cones. We have construction cones. We have a lot of construction, a lot of roads blocked. We have construction cones, and we have 20 businesses that put them out every morning when they open up. And if you come to Chinatown and take a picture of a cone and a business and post it on social media, then if you accumulate those pictures, or even if you, one way or the other, if it's on social media, we'll find it and you get entered in drawings for things. So come to Chinatown, eat lunch, eat breakfast, shop, but take pictures of the cones. They'll probably be up at least through September. We are very close to putting together our Make Time Business School, which is funded by a CDDB grant. It is paying stipends to our businesses to attend, because individual businesses with the proprietor, with the owner working every day, it's really difficult for them to leave. And so we're offering stipends so they can afford to be away and come learn about best practices for different types of business functions. So that's a very exciting thing that we're able to do for our businesses. I just saw the chat on the night market. It was very exciting. They expected, it was on the street near Central Fish. They expected 1,000 people and 3,000 people came.
Wow.
You'll be happy to know that there's another one scheduled for in fact, every last Friday in August, September, October, and November, there will be 559 night markets. The focus, they're normally, night markets started in Asia, and so they're normally Asian themed. This one was Korean and K-pop. The next one is going to be Japanese, and there'll be obon dancers and taiko drums and various other Japanese related food. And that'll be all along Kern Street from G to E. It's going to be a much bigger venue next time.
That's time, Jan.
Okay. Done.
If there's anything else, feel free to put it in the chat or.
Nah, I'm done.
Okay.
Working on grants. That's the only thing.
That's good. Aren't we all? Jackie, are you at a good spot?
I hope so. Okay, we're continuing our twice a week food distribution, 8 or 10 pallets a week. We are very close to buying a $10,000 worm farm and hope to develop that into some kind of money making with casting and worms. Our new MSW intern comes next week, I think, and she's going to work with our mothers with young kids where the kids are at risk of getting into the system. We're have a partnership year with Central Valley Passport Rotary. They're meet in El Dorado Park, and most of the projects will be in El Dorado Park. The ones not in El Dorado Park will be done in partnership with residents, where we actually take the residents with us to do the projects. We have a Beautify Fresno cleanup beautification on the 14th of August that includes the Rotary, the church, some fraternities and residents, and we're going beyond cleanup to actually beautification projects. We're scheduling another eyeglass clinic with Tichi that been great to work with. I recommend anybody reach out to them. We have a new church pastor who's very much interested in the neighborhood and excited to work with us and the CDC. And we just started up a partnership with the Assistance League to take some of their donations that they don't use. And we took a pallet. This is the prime thing. We took a pallet.
10 seconds.
And restored them to life, and have been giving them out to churches after services as a thank you for their support of El Dorado Park.
That's cool. That's beautiful. Share a picture. Thanks, Jackie. Let's see, Gabriel, are you there? Soseda?
Yeah, I'm here, Andrew.
All right, sweet. You got an update?
Yeah, my name is Gabriel Lozano. I'm the program manager for Subsida. First of all, I want to set up a meeting with Keith. I'm on the data. Ms. Braza asked me to do that. So Keith, if we can set up a meeting to just go over data collection. We've had a couple meetings, one with the city where Blackstone, Better Blackstone was with us, Metro Ministries, Jackson CDC, the City of Fresno Long-Term Planning. We're starting that study up in Southeast Fresno. We've outreach for the loans for businesses. We've had 3 successful businesses get loans to help them with the pandemic. And the funny thing about that, other parts of the city businesses are reaching out to us. So we're trying to stay in our lane and stuff like that. So we're redirecting them to other places. I've joined the Knights of Columbus. So I kind of have like, it's the first time I have a captive audience. The thing with Subsida is that we cover all of Southeast Fresno and not a specific area, but we cover all the boroughs. And I'm a lifelong kid here. So it's given us a captive audience to reach out to. And our park thing, we have grants going on like everyone else. $7 million grant for the 49 acres. We're reaching out. Our community development is getting better. I think we're building a great database along the corridor. We researched, we've got all the addresses for all the grid systems from the Manifest Destiny project, Polk, probably about 8 square miles. We're getting data of the addresses of the owners and the resident physical address. The other thing is for workforce development, we have a great program right now. If you come and test with us, we can refer you to the treat shopping thing. They're thinning out the forest. The governor's put $2 billion into that. So if you have anybody, send them to us. We can test them. And the next class is in September. And our Facebook page is going great. Like I said, our community development, people are coming to us. Herman asked me, and we're working together to bring back the Boys Club. We're doing a lot of work, and we've been part of 5 of the cleanups in Southeast Fresno. Thank you, everyone, and I wish you all well.
Thanks, Gabriel. Let's see, Artie, are you there on multiple calls?
Yep. I'm just doing my multiple things. So hi, Artie Padilla, Central Valley Community Foundation. That's all.
No, the busiest man in America. Come on, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm up at Drive's doing all kinds of stuff with, we're trying to do some collective data conversations. You know, we've got the various initiatives doing their work. Network of Care with FCHIP is doing some great work, doing some stuff with Cradle to Career. Yeah, really, I'm trying to stay embedded in the anti-displacement conversations. And there's a lot of, I'm really glad that our CEDP housing conversations are being embedded with the Drive housing and some other housing. So we have one collective conversation. So kudos to Keith, Esther, Christine on helping to lead up those. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Christine, Firm, Somerset.
Hey y'all. We are busy. We have vaccines today. Just trying to get as many folks protected as possible as our cases are rising exponentially right now. It's really, really bad. It's gotten really, really bad in the last 5 days in terms of new cases in Fresno. So really everyone should get vaccinated as much as you can convince anyone. We're still working on tenant education and organizing the Somerset residents. We have another meeting on that tomorrow. And back to school giveaway next Tuesday. And yeah, planning to like shut everything down again because it's gonna hurt real bad in a couple weeks. So my life is COVID.
Yeah. Thanks, Christine. Eric, Southwest.
Hey, the Southwest Fresno CDC has been working. We just had a partnership with the Black Realtors Association. We had 200 participants. it's our first, and it's a series of and $22,000 in down payment assistance and a collective partnership with the City of Fresno and Union Bank. We are also dialed into the anti-displacement conversation and redistricting. We will be having hopefully some really big announcements coming up after our next board meeting that we look forward to sharing with you all. And that'll be everything that I have for today. Thanks again, everybody.
Exciting. I mean, I'm waiting. I look forward to it. On EMP's end, we're doing a lot of planning. You know, a lot of our schools, you know, kind of engagement has been on hold, obviously. So we just hired a new recreational resilience coordinator. So we're very excited about that. Looking forward to getting Justin out into the community and doing, you know, our Saturday sports, but also some new ways of engaging youth with play. Same for resident engagement. We're trying to figure out which schools should we focus on. You know, we haven't done on-campus resident engagement at a school site in a couple of years. So trying to nail that down. And I think we've picked our 6 sites that we're going to be focusing on. So again, looking at how do we want to staff that. So we may have a position coming out if you guys have any community engagement folks. But outside of that, EMP's rolling. Let's see. I will hand it off to, I think it's Keith, right? No, me. Stay with me. Right, Andy? Is that right?
Yeah, we can switch it up if you like, but
No,
yeah,
no, it's good.
We were gonna jam.
Let's jam it. Let's Jamboard it. So the next conversation we wanted to kind of just bring up and get some insight and feedback on was, one of the things we've done in the past is I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I don't know if you all have used Jamboard before. Some of you on phones, this will be difficult. But a Jamboard is a easy way to just add some comments together and to see people interact and have some thoughts. So it's pretty simple. And the prompt for this, I'll tell you the prompt first, and I'll show you how to use it if you haven't used one before. We're going to do a board retreat in October, and for our time, it's been kind of had a couple visions for it. It's one, it's connecting, so it's helping you and your board get a larger sense of what is happening in Fresno. What is the CEDP? What is going on? And like what you as a leader are a part of. So it helps them have that broader sense and scope. We've pulled in donors, we've pulled in city leaders in the past. So it's also a chance to kind of put on display the work we're doing. And then we've also done some board training. So we had Jan come in last year or 2 years ago and do some board development and some board training. She kind of did 10 practices of a healthy board. And so we would also love to see, as we work on planning this, you guys are funny. As we work on planning this, what we'd love to see is what topics would you think would be most helpful? So you got 30 minutes, you have multiple board members from your org and from other orgs there. What would you want to have as a topic? What would you want to have as a focus? If you can't use the Jamboard or you're having issues with it, just put your response in the chat and we can make sure that gets put onto the board. But what you do, you just on this little screen here, there's a little sticky note. As you can see, people love jam. They love toast and jam, jamming to music, and Artie gets his jam on. Just click this sticky note button and it'll bring up a little window and you can add your serious comment, not your funny jokes. You can add your serious comment of what would you love to see at your board retreat. And then you just click save. It'll put it in the corner. You drag it around. You can change the color. Yeah, so we're going to give you about, we'll give you about a minute to fill this out. And we just kind of want to see if you had 30 minutes with your board, what topic would be most helpful to further your work or to further the work of your board. So let's give a minute here. Only about half of us are on there. So again, click the link. Put it in the chat one more time.
Where are we going to do this at?
We are looking to do it at North Fresno, so faces home court and literally on their court, on their basketball court at North Fresno Church. They have a beautiful facility, right, Andy? Yes.
Yes,
How about-
we are being hosted by Face, Lauren at North Fresno Church.
So I see some of the comments. And how would you embed racial equity learning for the board? You know, some of the nonprofit accounting grants, contracts, finances and fund development, board responsibilities, governance. How can better engage community awareness and involvement in what we do? How can we better engage? So we'll do. I'll leave this up, and I'd love you just even as other ideas come, as you hear other folks talk, as you hear other kind of issues pop up. Sweet, thanks for adding. So Sada's there. It's great, awesome. Well, we have Andy. Remind me, when is our planning meeting next? Our next planning meeting.
It is next Tuesday, the 10th.
Okay, so the planning team for the board retreat will take these kind of suggestions together, and that'll really help us figure out how will we use that time. If on these notes, if you have any person in mind, like if you're thinking, oh man, I've heard this person speak on finances and they were really helpful for me or for others, go ahead and put that on your note as well. That way, as we use this as a tool to plan, you know, we can have that person in mind. So go ahead and do that. All right, I like this organization. Somebody's putting all of Artie's comments together and plus oneing other ones. It's good. All right, I will turn it over to Keith, talk about housing leadership.
Oh, thanks, Andy. Just want to pop up the document, or Christian, real quick. So when we get it there, this is something we invite everybody on numerous occasions to participate in. 8 organizations decided that they wanted to give the time to it, which is great. Hopefully everybody benefits ultimately from this work. The idea is to position the Fresno Community Economic Development Partnership as providing leadership at the grassroots level on affordable housing solutions. We feel like that's been missing from the interactions with the city and the county and the Fresno Council of Governments and everybody that usually is interacting around affordable housing. We felt like it was time for the CEDP to assert itself. We have some really remarkable team members that are doing different kinds of housing. So we started this last October. So we've been doing this for 10 months. Each organization's probably given, you know, a couple hundred hours to this thing. And the idea is that we did a presentation before the new administration took office in December, and we're so encouraged by them that we wanted to create a document that we could shop at the state level, the federal level, the local level with philanthropies, and figure out some way to build the capacity of CEDP member organizations that want to do housing to be better advocates, to actually be involved in development of housing. This just isn't, you know, work for big developers or the government or anything like that, or even the housing authority, which is a critical part of the solution, but also to build those kinds of capacities at the neighborhood level and also to manage housing. And so we're shopping this around now. We finalized it yesterday as a group. We wanted you to see it. It'll be out there. The needs are dramatic. As you can see, we're down 35,000 families need affordable housing. And in the last 5 years, the city only, their housing element progress report only showed 842 versus about 13 or 14,000 they had in their plan. Dramatic needs, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, this is a plan, it's a strategy, it's a source of solutions for variable types of housing. I wonder, kind of the co-leaders on this, Esther and Christine, if you'd like to make a comment. We're putting this out big. In fact, I'll just mention before either Christine or Esther say something. I had a 30-minute conversation today with the Deputy Director of the Strategic Growth Council, and she is very impressed with what we're doing and very willing to start to find, what kind of resources could come in at the grassroots level, as well as at the city and COG and county levels. Esther, Christine, would you like to make a comment? This is just meant to be a little preview. We sent this out. We're happy to have offline meetings with anybody, but we're getting this out there. Esther, Christine, any comments?
I will just say, amongst the screaming behind me, that I am very proud of our CEDP for working so hard and putting this together. I'm looking forward to other plans, work groups that we might have in the future. And like Keith said, I had a conversation last week with Chan Zuckerberg Foundation. They're very interested in what we're all doing around housing. So there is funding out there. And I think we're positioning ourselves very well right now. So I'm proud of this group, and yes, very available to have more conversations about this as we move forward.
And as she noted, this to us is a template for an economic development leadership work group of the CEDP. We'll probably launch that sometime in the fall. Everyone's welcome to join, and we'll go through the same kind of rigorous process of figuring out what we really need to do at the neighborhood level as far as economic development, and put together a strategy that we can shop with all the people that like to invest in economic development, see if we can get resources into our neighborhoods. Christine?
I think she had to hop off.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Anyway,
and then I think
Yeah,
too,
go ahead.
to the unified work, and I think even having Andy on to make it look really cute and well professional, and I think that's the power of this as a collective, right? Well done.
It's an excellent point. We really got to thank Andy for hanging in there, and Christian Gonzalez. She donated a lot of time here to make this happen. So she was sort of a co-designer and helper, and worked on these with Esther and with Christine and other groups. So yeah, it was really a collaborative effort. Thank you for saying that, Andrew.
And Jan did an awesome job of cleaning it up from the perspective of a printer.
Yes, the printer editor, Jan. So more about this soon. And again, we'll be talking about something similar in economic development. That's something that we propose to our key funder, and we'll get that off the ground and have preliminary meetings probably not before October. Any comments, Artie?
Nope. I'm just really proud of the work that you guys have done. I think you guys, as Esther said, have situated yourselves to be a good plug and play player in the area of housing.
Great. Thank you much, everybody. We'll talk to you more about this. Next agenda item.
All right, that's Artie. I want to talk a little bit, Artie, about we've been working behind the scenes. I think some of you know, but we meet on Mondays. Keith, Artie, and I, and Andy, and just do like, all right, what do we need to drive forward for CDP? What are the things that we're thinking through? We just have a short check-in. But one of the things we've been working on, and then Andy's put a ton of work to, is just how do we onboard new groups? So as folks come in, how do they know what we're about? How do we have a minimum kind of standard? And then what does that mean to be a part of CEDP? What are we asking of you? This started very informal and then has just become more formalized. And so just trying to make that path clear. And then also, we want to keep doing quality work. So we don't want to just bring on anybody that wants to be here. We want to have people here that want to do work and want to produce stuff like this housing work group. So Artie, give us a little snapshot.
Well, you just did a great opening, so I don't need to do that. So go ahead and go to the document, Andy. And so this is what we've created. We're going to send this to you guys. And you can read it over, and if we are missing any components that you think are vital, let Andy know. So we just kind of open up with kind of who we are. And then when you look here at this Fresno criteria, you'll see these bullet points that we're really wanting some organizations to be in a place where they either have a fiscal agent or they have their own 501c3 and have a board situated. And if they have a fiscal agent, they at least have some advisory team committee that's really speaking into the leadership. So we know it's just not like one person that has a good idea, you know, and really wants to come on board with this. We want them to be kind of structurally sound. So you'll see through that some of those criteria that we put down. You'll see a process as you read through this. There's a process of when we have our initial conversations with them. We'll talk about these verbally with them in our first meeting. Andy will follow up with an email that has most of this information. The onboarding process, and some links. Then we really kind of get into once they have that structural foundation that we prefer, then we can jump into kind of letting them take that internal assessment that all of you took earlier about a year ago, and really kind of looking at where do you guys land in some of your felt needs organizationally. And then also we want to get a snapshot of kind of what's your external work? What are you doing out in the community right now? And because we do want them to be grounded in asset-based community development if they aren't already. So there are some processes that we would walk through them with that, as well as walk with them with some of those internal needs that, like we did with a lot of you last year when you all took that assessment. So read this over. When Andy sends it to you, give her the feedback so that when Andrew, Keith, and I with Andy kind of meet again, we can look at that feedback that you provided and see what's best to implement. And there might be some stuff that we just need to readjust here or reword. So we value your feedback on that. But yeah, so this is just a collective work that we've put together thus far. Thank you, Andy, for putting everything together. We just wanted to make sure that we had some good structure moving forward as we on-ramp new folks.
I have one comment, if that's okay.
Sure.
So for the CEDP to sort of live up to its potential of being a key peer partner with local government and market forces, we need to cover as much of Fresno as we can and its geography. So the plan is to grow. The plan is to have, hopefully CDCs and EDCs in 20 neighborhoods. We got 14 or 15 now, in 25 neighborhoods and 30 neighborhoods. At some point, to have a woven fabric of grassroots, high capacity organizations that can begin to influence policy and resource allocations. That's never happened in Fresno consistently. We think it can happen through the CEDP, but it requires this kind of rigor of inviting people and challenging people to have the capacity to do the work they need to do in their own neighborhoods and to link together for the stronger fabric of a grassroots network. So I just want to say these are the mechanics I think that are necessary to build the influence of the CEDP long-term as a influential grassroots network in Fresno.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah, one of the things that, like Subsida, we're a region area. We cover 140,000 people, District 5 and 7 and stuff like that. So we're not a specific like Jackson, small neighborhood and things of that nature. And we're starting to get more into the community development, and it's going fabulous. But we deal with a lot of the economic, financial literacies, working with businesses, people, jobs, and development, stuff like that. What are the qualities are we looking for and the services that provide for, because we're a little bit different than everybody else. Some are faith-based, that they have a captive audience, and so I think we have to define.
We've actually had this conversation before with Jose, Gabe, and I think we can have it again. Probably your strength is on the corridor, Ventura Kings Canyon. And if other groups emerge, let's say way south in the southeast, and they've got strong identity and aspiration. They probably should be allowed to join the CEDP. So I think we should have a conversation about how individual neighborhoods that have strong sense of relationship, identity, and aspiration can form groups and join the CEDP as well.
Yeah, I think part of the problem, and I like saying it in front of everybody, a lot of people are coming to me about different parts of the Southeast area. I know we deal with economics, so how would I say, I'm a little bit different. I love Subsida and stuff like that, but maybe it's something within me that I grew up here, so a lot of people gravitate towards me. And I'm not saying that everybody hasn't grown up in other areas, but representing the Chicano or Latino base here, which is 75%, they feel underrepresented. But I think that's what I guess what I'm trying to say is, how do I direct them to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation and talk about it in the context of the work you're doing on the quarter as well.
Right, and I say this stuff in front of everybody because I don't want lost in translation. I want to hear what people say, because I believe in everybody. What they're doing is great and stuff. So that's what I don't want to screw up or who I bring in or what I bring in and stuff. But I guess the conversation, this is a start, and we need to set something up. But thank you for the comment, Keith.
Yeah, appreciate that transparency, Gabe. And just an example, one of the organizations that we're probably going to be on-ramping in the near future is the Hidalgo CDC, which is in South Fresno. So they've developed their own identity, their own organization, their own board. So we'll be on-ramping them soon, because they've historically been doing a lot of work in the Hidalgo neighborhood. So other neighborhood groups like that will eventually form, and we want to support them as.
Yeah, I agree. I think I just like to interject. Maybe it's an organization like the Boys and Girls Club. You know what I mean? They need a lot of help, but they come with some of the qualities already, but it's a work in process. That's kind of my interpretation, because I'm doing a lot of physical work and stuff on my own time for them. And I think I'm dedicated to Subsida, but I think there's potential in a lot of organizations here.
Yep, amen. Good job.
Uh-huh.
All right. Next agenda item.
Closing out, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Any other things that got brought up or that you all were thinking as you came to this meeting? Hey, I want to make sure we kind of throw it out there.
Can I just say one thing? And this is more for Marcy, because she's just coming in. Last weekend, I met with Andy. What was that? Oh,
Very good. Keep going.
Okay. And she was a wealth of information. Marcy, I didn't quite understand how the whole organization worked. And after talking to Andy, I get a lot of it, not 100%, but I get a lot of it. And I know we're going to be meeting. So I'm going to tell you, you need to meet with her, talk to her. You might not have the questions right now, but they'll come and she's there for you. She's available.
We have something, we have something set up, I believe.
Yeah, thank you, Angie. I think that's all, friends. I know Artie already said it, but if you guys have anything on your mind, any more questions, they are welcome here. We can leave this meeting open for a few minutes so that you guys can stay, hang out, get to know each other. Marcy, I want to invite you to stay a little bit longer so that people can, if they have questions, just get to know you a bit more. I did get a couple of people sending me messages asking about grant information and where they can get certain things. Just a reminder, I know a lot of you guys get this newsletter. I see you guys opening them, but every Thursday around 2 o'clock is when I send our weekly newsletter, and that's where you're going to get all of this stuff, grants and more. So if it's not hitting your inbox, it's most likely hitting spam. So just check that. And as soon as you open the email a couple of weeks in a row, it'll automatically go to your inbox from there. That's all. Andrew,
Nice to be with you guys.
DJ? Can you DJ us out?
Let's see here.
Good.
I'll get something.
Yeah, Artie, you and I need to set up a coffee date. There's just some things.
Please enlighten me. Please enlighten me on life.
No, it was a good meeting. Angie and I got to, she gave me a tour, I should add, of Adams. We got to drive around and see all the boundaries. So I would love to do that with all of you guys. I know Jackie and I sit a lot in the garden. But next, Jackie, we're gonna have to do a little walking tour so I can see your boundaries as well. There you go for all the people in the camp. There must be someone. Bye guys, we'll see you soon. Check your inboxes.
Alabama Day.
If you want to hang out a bit, I'm gonna leave this a bit. And he's gone. Hey, Marcy, so your first meeting, if you have any questions, they are welcome here. And then if not, I'm going to email you and we can set up a coffee date.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm just kind of soaking it in. I'm going to review my notes that I was taking. And if I have questions, I'm sure I'll give them to you or to anyone. I think I have everyone's contact information just on the email sent for the invite. So, yeah.
Yeah. Esther, I know I spend a lot of time in Lowell too, but I really love that I got the actual boundary tour recently from Adams. So I'm going to pick you up in my van with coffee someday, and you're just going to guide me around Lowell.
I will drive because I get car sick if you drive. So you can bring me coffee and I'll
Me
drive.
personally, if Andy personally drives, or is this like
Anybody.
everybody?
And if I get in a vehicle with somebody else behind the wheel, I will get sick.
No.
I also have a tendency to make myself sick when we were doing work, like driving up and down our streets, counting vacancies, counting mailboxes, like any of our like work that we have to like go street to street. And I can very easily make myself sick. So that work I usually do on my bicycle or on my feet. But
By the way, if I said I was going to pick you up in my van, that would not go well.
Don't try it. Don't try it, Artie. You're right. It probably wouldn't.
Artie's not going to be picking anyone up.
Meeting over. Red button fast.
Let's talk about equity there. Like, why is it okay for Andy to roll by?
No, we're both people of color.
Not okay.
Right.
Roll by and pick up anybody.
There are too many stories on the news about men with vans. Why I don't own a van.
The three of us could be like, I know a guy who it might be, who made a comment.
But yeah, no, I think our boundaries are really, really cool driving tours. I'm actually need to do it with Sunita. She's going to be coming in town.
Nice.
So I'm going to be doing that too. So I think it's good work. I think if we could all, I'm going to try and get my commercial driver's license so that I can drive On-Ramp's little van that they just got. So
don't have food to share. They'll recruit you fast.
Yeah, no. But I don't have time for that. But in taking folks to the mountains and the beaches and whatnot for our wilderness program, like I really need to drive 15 people around. So plus I have my motorcycle license now. So I just need to start like
you need them all.
All of
them all. Yeah.
All of those things on my driver's license, right? So anyway, if I do that, then I could drive around. We could have a CEDP tour of our happy fun.
15, that's the exact number we need. So perfect.
There we go. 15 people at a time. Yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say. I think, Andy, did you email out our final housing document for everybody?
Keith did yesterday.
Okay.
It's also, the agenda includes that document as well as the onboarding process.
Oh, cool. Okay. Did not see emails today yet. So.
Hey, Marcy, how many hours a week are you?
Right now, just 20.
Okay.
Yeah, between 20 and 25, I think, something like that.
How
I was telling Andy earlier, that's on paper. If
Yeah.
I need to do more, then I've been doing more. So